This Black History Month, I don't want to talk about slavery and segregation, about Jim Crow laws or Ku Klux rallies, or the trauma Black people have carried for generations.
Followed slave ships crossing the Atlantic Ocean, trailing Black bodies thrown overboard.
I don't want to talk about state-sanctioned violence or
after a
police
grand jury
brutality.
decided not to indict Darren Wilson in the killing of Michael Brown.
How little Black boys can't walk through their own neighborhoods or parks with plastic guns or packs of candy without being seen as thugs or threats.
Today it was my son, tomorrow it might be yours.
How we pay with our lives
arrested
for
after
getting
that
pulled
routine traffic
over,
stop earlier this month, found dead in her jail cell 3 days later.
reaching for wallets
Delando Castillo,
or selling cigarettes.
Man named Eric Garner.
How we're forced to carry the impacts of a history that they tell us to forget. I don't want to talk about how they say it has nothing to do with us, because we weren't the ones picking cotton with bloodied fingers in the sun. And you know what? They're right. We may not have been slaves or servants or fled through rivers and railroads for our freedom at night, but we still have to teach our children that they can be beaten, locked up, or murdered for not being white. And I don't want to talk about how we used to be lynched in the street or hit with stones.
Throwing rocks and everything else. Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood.
How these days we still aren't safe even asleep in our own homes.
Say her name!
Breonna Taylor!
Say her name!
How they put our fathers in jail, then ask why all of our mothers raised us alone.
On average.
This Black History Month, I want to talk about how our history has somehow become only what they've done to us and never what we've done for ourselves. How we refuse to give up seats, how we still dare to dream, how we always find a way to laugh and smile and breathe in a world that keeps trying to put us under. How we continue to survive in a system designed to make us suffer, how instead of killing us, we only let it make us tougher. I want to talk about Malcolm X.
In America, democracy is hypocrisy.
About sit-ins and protests, how they'll do anything to silence us, show up in their riot gear, bulletproof vests, and still we rise. Maya Angelou, rubber bullets in our chests and tear gas in our eyes. Life for us ain't been no crystal stair, in the words of Langston Hughes, but still we climb. I want to talk about Black Lives Matter. How we march in the streets yelling "I can't breathe" with our brothers and sisters' faces on white tees. How Colin Kaepernick
Protest by Colin Kaepernick. 49ers quarterback knelt instead of standing during
was
the national anthem.
blackballed by a
49ers
National
quarterback Colin
Football League
Kaepernick
for taking a knee.
They're looking at him, he was the face of it, and we're gonna punish you.
But still chose to protest in solidarity. How every time they try to turn their backs, shut their eyes, and plug their ears, we only march further, yell louder, voices lifting above rooftops until we make them hear. I want to talk about Sojourner Truth, Katherine Johnson and Ruby Bridges, Ella Baker, Daisy Bates, a few names on the long list of revolutionary Black women. I want to talk about James Baldwin, Jimi Hendrix, Quincy Jones, Duke Ellington, how they prove that the words and music of Black men can change the world if you just listen. I want to talk about the first Black president.
It requires the occasional disruption, the willingness to speak out for what is right, to shake up the status quo. That's America.
About the hope and the progress Barack Obama represents, about Kamala Harris, the first Black woman in a role historically held by white men. How they're more than just figures in government, but proof that Black people will no longer be written out of our own history because now we hold the pen. I want to talk about Serena Williams and Muhammad Ali, about Simone Biles and Gabby Douglas, LeBron James and Kobe, about Toni Morrison, Bubba Wallace, Laverne Cox, Beyonce, Jay-Z, about Chadwick Boseman, Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson, Tyler Perry, about Viola Davis, Jordan Peele, Shonda Rhimes, Oprah Winfrey. This Black History Month, I want to talk about Black excellence, about the Black legacy, how we're not only in the struggle and oppression, but the music and the culture and the beauty. I want to talk about Black joy and resilience and change, how there's power in our history, the blood running through our veins, how we'll never stop raising our fists or saying their names till we get to the place where we're judged not by the color of our skin, but the content of our character. And I promise we're on our way. But we shouldn't only want to talk about it during Black History Month. We need to be talking about it every day.